Hello and welcome back. We're so happy to have you here. We're continuing to study in our series, the Bible series, and this time we're going to look at prophecies fulfilled. And we're going to start on the road to Emmaus. This was after Jesus' resurrection, on the day he was resurrected. There were two disciples. They had heard people talking about the risen Jesus, but they had to travel to the village of Emmaus. Well, while they were on the way, a man joined them whose true identity was hidden from them. It was Jesus himself. And they were telling this stranger to them all about what was happening that day in Jerusalem. That's when Jesus speaks to them. Notice what we see in Luke chapter 24, and we're going to be reading verses 25 to 27. It says there, "And he said to them, 'How foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer all these things and enter into his glory?' And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them all that was said in all the scriptures concerning himself." What a wonderful lesson that would have been. Jesus himself explaining all the scriptures and how they fulfilled Jesus the Messiah. And we can see that throughout the Bible. The whole theme of the Bible is the coming of the Messiah. From Genesis chapter 3, after Adam and Eve sinned and the curses that the Lord put upon them, and he said to the serpent, he said that the seed of the woman will crush your head. Well, that's Jesus. He was the seed of the woman. And then we see that when Abraham was told, "All the nations of the earth shall be blessed in your seed," that is Jesus. He was a direct descendant of Abraham. Moses was told that a prophet like you would arise. That's Jesus, the great prophet. Jesus was the fulfillment of all these prophecies. And we can even see in Psalm chapter 22 and verse 16 how there was the prophecy of Christ's very death. And we see there, Psalm 22 and verse 16. It says, "Dogs surrounded me. A pack of villains encircled me. They pierced my hands and my feet." Jesus fulfilled this prophecy. Jesus is the fulfillment of all these prophecies. We can see Jonah was, Jesus fulfilled the sign of Jonah. In Matthew chapter 12, we see there in verses 38 to 40. Then some of the Pharisees and teachers of the law said to him, "Teacher, we want to see a sign from you." He answered, "A wicked and adulterous generation ask for a sign, but none will be given it except the sign of Jonah the prophet. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the huge fish, so the Son of Man will be there 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." On the day that he taught these men on the road to Nineveh, Jesus had fulfilled that prophecy, the prophecy of Jonah. Now Jesus, in the Sermon on the Mount, tells the people there who were gathered to hear him in Matthew 5 and verse 17, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." Jesus fulfilled all the prophecies concerning the coming Messiah. And by reading the prophecies and reading the fulfillment, that gives us great encouragement and that gives us great faith. As Romans 10:17 tells us, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. We gain faith through these prophecies fulfilled. What a wonderful thing it is. We have such a loving Savior who loves us cares for us, gives us these prophecies, and shows us their fulfillment. Well, our time's come to an end once again. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye for now.